Today's science is tomorrow's mythology. So, science is awesome. I'm pro science. But I think there's a bit of a religion of science that has emerged amongst lay people and even amongst some scientifically minded people and academics. You see, the thing with science is science doesn't actually explain anything. And that might sound like a bold statement, but when we really look at what science does, is it observes and it predicts. And it creates formulas and models. Right? But the thing is that constantly throughout time and history, we see that um, certain models and formulas and predictions suited us well. But then later on, we discovered better models and better formulations and better predictions. And what that shows is that the previous things that we learned from science that were outgrown, they were pragmatic, meaning practical, but not true. And when we look back in history and we look at ancient civilizations and we look at even civilizations now that are a little bit more isolated and traditional, we see what we consider mythology. But when we look closely, what we notice is that this mythology, so to speak, is pragmatic for those people, just like our science is pragmatic for us. Now, I'm not saying that our science is just mythology. I mean, in a sense, I am, but on the other sense, I'm saying we tend to use the word mythology as a obsolescence uh, concept or term for something that is there that is primitive or naive, or something that maybe once was useful but now is obsolete. But what I'm trying to bring awareness to is to take that same perspective and to apply it to current pragmatism. And the reason why we should do this, in my opinion, is because this allows us to be less absolutistic, right? Because and when we're less absolutistic, then we can hold our assumptions and beliefs more loosely. And by doing so, we are more able to adapt and change and to learn better methods. So I'm going to go back on my claim where I said that science doesn't really explain anything. Well, that's the thing. Is it's you know when I said that there was a religion of science that emerged, what I mean by that is that certain models in science that help us to think about um, the universe and the cosmos in order to make predictions, such as the model of the atom or the model of Newtonian physics or the model of the quark. These are models that are pragmatic, but people often, lay people, and sometimes even scientifically minded people and academic people, sometimes mistake the model for reality and for truth. So when a scientist, a true scientist who knows what they're doing, um, is using the model of an atom to conduct a experiment to be able to establish a prediction, they aren't believing absolutely that an atom physically exists and that the world is constructed of physical atoms. No, they're understanding that the model of the existence of an atom is useful in the mathematical equations and their physics to be able to make predictions. Because even when you get down to an atom, and then when you get down to an atom, and scientifically we talk about the components of an atom, then we start talking about the electrons and the protons and the neutrons. So an atom is actually made of smaller pieces. So an atom is actually more of an abstraction, and it's a way to talk about something that is a phenomenon that is inexplicable. And in order to talk about it with such precision, then that model atom becomes useful. And then it becomes pragmatic. But it's mythological to believe that the world is constructed of atoms, or protons, neutrons, and electrons, or quarks, or strings, or fields, or consciousness. These are all ideas and models and concepts that can help us to think about the world. But to mistake the model for the reality, to mistake the map for the territory, then that's a mistake. So look at our current science a little bit more like mythology, and I think that will loosen you up a little bit to have more of an open mind to entertain and conceive new thoughts and ideas. If you like this video, then please hit the like button. If you want to see more content like this, then please subscribe. If you have anything you want to say, then please comment down below. If you know anybody who might like this, then please share it. And if you want to get notifications whenever I drop new content, then hit that little bell button. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.